everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Scare Me Straight podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Alexa.
I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Nicole.
And tonight we actually have something a little bit different for you all. We kind of decided to take a little bit of step away, not completely, from the more scary side of things. And tonight we wanted to talk to you about a couple of cute cryptids. And I'm really excited about it.
Cute being relative.
Cute being relative.
Subjective, absolutely.
Everyone's going to learn very quickly that not everybody has the same idea of what cute is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I thought this challenge was kind of easy. I don't know about you guys, but
No, I didn't like any of my choices.
I struggled.
So we have, was it four cryptids for you all tonight? So we're going to dive into 4 different cryptids. We're going to give you a little bit of a background story about them. And then, of course, you'll be able to see the pictures of what they each look like on our Instagram and other socials. So you can kind of be the judge for yourself. Before we get into it, I actually wanted to talk about what cryptids are and just kind of get into the idea of cryptozoology, different things like that, just so our audience has an understanding of what cryptids kind of, what that entails. So like by definition, cryptids are basically animals that cryptozoologists believe may exist somewhere in the wild, but are not recognized by an actual science. Cryptozoology is a pseudoscience in which primarily looks at anecdotal stories from other claims that may be rejected by the scientific community. So in like a roundabout kind of way, biologists look at real life things that they can physically see and can actually study, while cryptozoologists basically go off of like folklore and entities that may have just been mentioned, but not necessarily are proven to be real.
Got it.
Got it.
Thank you for explaining, because when we were looking this up, I was like, oh, I don't even know what a cryptid means, like what that entails, what it means. So it's good to explain. Yeah,
and I think there's like a really weird barrier between like also talking about aliens, because it could also fall under the idea of cryptids as well. So just kind of putting that out there for everyone to know that we are not necessarily talking about real animals, but this is what people have allegedly seen in the past. So we'll kind of get into those stories a little bit. Are you guys ready to start?
Yeah,
I am.
Are you ready to hear about my first one?
Yes. Let's see what you think is cute.
Okay.
Yeah, usually I'm nervous for you guys to tell me these stories, but I'm kind of like sitting over here ready to like judge these cute cryptids. So,
well, my first one is probably the saddest story of a cryptid that you will ever hear. And I think that's what makes him adorable. So our first one, his name is the squonk.
Leave now. We're done with the podcast.
Our first one, his name's the squonk, and they are apparently a legendary creature that is said to have inhabited the forest of Pennsylvania in the US. So John, you could run into a squonk at any time.
Absolutely
you don't
not.
know.
No.
You got to go squonk hunting for us, please.
No, I don't want to encounter anything that is called a squonk. Are you kidding me?
Well, maybe after you hear about them, you might want to. Okay. So according to legend, the squonk is a very shy, a very solitary creature that spends most of its time hiding in dense undergrowth areas of the forest.
Literally me.
Oh, just wait.
Nicole, are you the squonk?
It's me.
I don't know if I've ever associated with the cryptid so much, but just wait because it gets better. Legend has it that squonks have most likely lived around in like the late 19th century, at the height of Pennsylvania's importance in the timber industry. So they're kind of like exploring forests at this point. So at that kind of time, they were tearing down a lot of trees. So naturally they might have run into like some interesting creatures. So the earliest known written account comes from the book called Fearsome Creatures of the Lumber Woods, with few desert and mountain beasts. And this book was written by William T. Cox. So remember, this is like in the 19th century. All right. So, take it for what it is, but. And the part about the squonk in his book actually all comes down to 2 little paragraphs. And I'll tell you a couple of quotes by him as well. So Cox writes that the squonk is probably, quote, the homeliest animal in the world, and it knows it. So the squonk is said to be a small animal about the size of a pig or a Pomeranian. It is an ungainly creature with gray, wrinkled skin and a very large head, and has warts all over its body. Its eyes are small, and its nose is long and pointed. It is said to have a very large bushy tail that it uses to bounce itself and move around the forest.
Hold on. So is he like bouncing around like Tigger on his tail?
Literally what I thought.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, balance itself. I said bounce.
Okay, that changes things.
Yeah.
So it uses its large tail to balance itself. Now, I never said that I chose this cryptid for being actually physically cute. I chose it because of how it acts. So one of the most unique features about the squonk is its ability to cry tears of pure sorrow.
I should have known you were going to pick the fucking ugly cryptid that cries. I hate it. I don't even want to see a picture of this.
I don't even want to ask specifically what tears of sorrow are.
Oh,
that's a good point.
Oh, bitch, you about to find out. So according to legend, the squonk is so ugly and repulsive that it spends most of its time weeping, weeping uncontrollably because of its appearance.
Just because of its appearance, not its name either.
No, that's why he cries. It's because he's ugly.
Oh
no. Its tears are said to be so powerful that they can dissolve the creature's body into a puddle of water.
So it like suicides by tears?
Yeah. Do we think he's cute yet? Or are we?
It's a no for me, dog. Mm-mm.
Oh,
2 thumbs down for the squonk.
I feel bad for the squonk.
I think I'm gonna wait to show you all a picture until the very end, so you guys can just like keep the idea of what you think the squonk is in the back of your head. All right, so as if the story wasn't already pretty sad to already begin with, it's said that because the squonk's natural habitat changed over time. Obviously, we know that this is when they're cutting down the forest and stuff like that. The squonks had to leave in search of a more wooded area close to what they were used to. But due to the squonks being not very bright, they constantly traveled in marshes in search for a new home. But over time, they were only walking like along the edge of the watery kind of marsh area. And over time, the left side of their feet developed webbing. Only the left side of the feet, because apparently they weren't so smart that they were only walking along the edge of the water. Now, they say that because of this, if they try to swim, they only swim in circles. Apparently, if they try to swim for too long, they'll drown because they only go around in circles the whole time and they can't get out of the water.
Oh my God. John's like, good. I'm glad. I hope they all die.
Yeah. This explains why you extinct, why you a cryptid girl. Squonk.
So the squonks are known to be extremely shy and try to hide away from everyone and everything. Because of this, they are only said to travel around twilight or dusk. It's been said that because of their slowness, It's been said that because of the squonk's slowness and constant crying, that they are easy to track. All you have to do is follow their trail of their silvery tears. Another quote by William T. Cox says, "Moonlight nights are the best for squonk hunts. for when the animal prefers to lie quiet in its hemlock home, fearing, should it venture forth, that it may catch a glimpse of itself in the moonlight pool. Sometimes you can hear one weeping softly to itself.
I don't feel like, what's this man's last name, Cox? I don't feel like he should have made that so poetic. Like this feels like a love story or like a beautiful poem about the squonk.
It is very Edgar Allan Poe-esque.
Yes.
Apparently a man by the name of J.P. Wintling once caught a squonk and put it in a sack to try to carry it home. Suddenly, while walking back home, he felt as though the sack became lighter, and he heard and the weeping kind of stopped in his sack. He stopped, he looked into it, but all he saw was tears and bubbles. So because the squonk was captured and taken away, he was crying and went into his little puddle of tears.
When a squonk cries, can she then reappear in her body?
I don't
Or is
have
that
that
it?
answer for you. I think
Like
that's it.
once she cries, that's it. She's done. Because that I also feel like that is relatable. Like I would like to cry and just be done sometimes.
I think it's just like death by tears.
Oh, okay, Squonky.
See,
No.
he's cute.
No. Never said that. Very
Nicole's
subjective.
like, I'm fucking done with this already.
No, I think Squonk is cute, and I do find him a little bit relatable.
Mhm. So, despite these reports, many people believe that the squonk is nothing more than a legend or a myth. I'm sure we could have told that by the story. And there's little scientific evidence to support the existence of such creature. Some cryptozoologists, however, still continue to try to search for the elusive squonk, hoping to one day unlock their secrets. And that is the story of the squonk cryptid.
Yikes.
I want to see photos.
All right, here's an idea of
I
what...
also want to see photos.
All right, hold on. Let me make sure I have the right one up.
I'm probably going to be aghast by this.
I just love the picture because it doesn't do it justice. The squonk.
Oh,
What the fuck? That
Look at his tears.
I don't even know what to say. I think this is more scary than Peggy.
I would definitely
have
try
another
to make
one.
one as a pet. Like I would try to
Ew.
get it to love me.
Why did I imagine some form of like small freaking like Bigfoot or something?
I told you that they're ugly. They're just tiny little things the size of like a dog or a pig.
These are like the cats you send me on Instagram.
Yeah, like the naked cats.
Ew. It's disgusting. Oh boy.
Yeah, that's our squonk. And I know he's not the cutest thing in the world, but I think he deserves a little love.
Lexi, you did not disappoint. I
No,
expected
girl.
something like that, and you definitely delivered something ugly as hell.
It takes a certain kind of person that can take a suicidal monster and make it cute.
You did it, girl.
Oh my god,
We
I
did it.
can't.
That is our squonk story. Mhm.
Oh,
I
Squonk.
love him.
Yay.
2 out of 10.
2 out of 10.
2 out of 10.
I give it a 10 out of 10.
Yay. Nicole loves it too.
Mm-mm. I think prior to the picture, I maybe was at a 4, but after that picture, like, no.
He's nothing more than just a little myth.
Is it my turn?
Sure. Would you like to go next?
Go right ahead.
All right. So my cute cryptid is called the Row. ROW. That's it. The Row.
Oh, she quick. She easy.
She easy, quick, but she big. So the story and the background. Let me give you a little bit of background first, and then I'll tell you the quick story about him. So the Row is a humped-back dinosaur creature around 40 feet long with a very long and slim neck and tail. They have a small turtle-like head with a bony frill, kind of like imagine like a triceratops kind of frill on their head.
Like a Haircerolophus?
No, so not a horn, more like a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cute. Yeah.
But armed with a very sharp beak. The front of the legs are shorter than the hind legs, so that kind of allows them to rear up. So like when in Jurassic Park and stuff, when you see brontosaurus go on their back legs, that's kind of like what they do.
Oh, cute.
Their body's a light brown, yellow, which lends it themselves to be able to blend into their swamp kind of background. And it's covered with uneven scales like plate armor, and along the back is a line of triangular plates. So think of like a stegosaurus, how they have the plates on their back. That's what he has. So note how he has characteristics of like 3 different types of unrelated dinosaur species. So
it sounds very much up your alley.
Yeah. And then he has a very long tail tipped with a single keratinous spike. So it's just like this up and down spike on his tail. The roe was encountered by Charles Cannibal Miller and his wife Leona during a honeymoon in the West New Guinean jungle. Miller states that they live with the Kiriri. I'm probably saying that wrong. The Kiriri, an undiscovered tribe of cannibals. And he states that during this whole stay, they were served babies.
Wait, hold on. Human babies? I feel like you're just gonna gloss over that.
I was human babies.
Oh, okay.
Now this is like, we'll get to this, but like he's speculating, like we don't know if this is really true, but
if they were fed babies or not.
The whole story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but he states they were served cooked babies by these cannibals, by this tribe of people. One of the reasons why that is important is because while they were cooking, Leona noticed that the Kariri were using tools that resembled like elephant tusks, even though there are no elephants or rhinos in that region. Charles managed to somehow communicate that he wanted to see the creature, where the tusks came from. The Kariri obligated, and the journey took a couple of days to get to where the roe like is supposedly supposed to live. They found apparently a roe in a swampy river delta between 2 large plateaus. Apparently, he was able to get one of these on film. He took this really large camera. This is back in like I think it was like 1800s sometime. I'll find the exact date. While he was filming this, the roe's head rose from the reeds in the swamp, and you could see this like long neck that popped out. Its tail lashed as it sort of like moved around. It reared up several times, and it glanced in the direction of the camera because the camera was making a sound, and it slithered away and disappeared in a bunch of dwarf eucalyptus. That was the first and last written account of the fabled roe, although there were apparently a couple of sightings in the Dutch Indies, East Indies. The explorers and colonizers seeing a large reptile with long neck, humps on its back, and having like a turtle's head. So there are apparently other sightings, but this is like the one that's been documented. However, there was a Australian cryptozoology tome called Out of Dreamtime, which was made in 2006, which reported that there was a cryptid with a similar sounding local name of Raru that has apparently been emerging elsewhere in New Guinea. So like this was in one area, but then as of up until 2006, there were reports of something similar kind of lurking around in other parts of New Guinea, especially in Papua New Guinea, for at least a century. Miller didn't bring back a photograph, didn't have a video. He didn't bring back any spikes, any pieces of this creature, anything. The film he took of the roe was allegedly shown to a couple of individuals, but there was no word of any creature in the video that was shown to these people. So like he said there was, and then the people that actually saw this video, there was nothing. There was no creature in the video.
Oh, wait, really?
So like he's saying it's in the video and that he took video of it, but then the people who saw the video say, nah, girl, ain't nothing in that video of a dinosaur.
Yo, what are you hallucinating off of? Because it's all the baby
probably
flesh.
All that. I was gonna say the same thing. It's all that baby flesh.
That'll make you go crazy.
Even the Kariri, as best to anyone's knowledge, do not exist. Like they are not a group of people that apparently live in Papua New Guinea. So they're not apparently real. And taken at face value, like I had mentioned, the roe appears to combine different features of sauropods. So like you get what seems to be like very long neck, long tail, like a brachiosaurus, a patasaurus, anything like that. Then you have different like ceratopsians, which are like the triceratops with the fan on their head and the horns. And then you have a stegosaurus with the scales on their back and the plates and like a spiked tail. They're all unrelated dinosaur lineages. Like they go back to a common ancestor, but they're not. Those features are not related.
So so he was just essentially making up a new dinosaur?
Yeah,
what he was trying to do.
The explanation is that like it's probably a hoax for them to get attention and fame for the couple, but there is like a very small chance that some kind of creature that resembles the roe is living and roaming in unexplored plateaus of Western New Guinea. There are many new dinosaur fossils found around like Asia and that area, which fits the description of the roe. It could also potentially be maybe like a rare unfound reptile species, but like that story and that video are apparently hoaxes, and it's like that was the only reported sighting. So let me show you guys a picture.
Let's see a pic.
Yeah, I definitely want to see.
Oh, look at his
He's
snubby little
cute.
arms.
It's cute.
Like, and that's how like apparently as big as they were, where they lived.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, listen, if there was a creature that big, I feel like
I was thinking
there'd
the
be
same.
way more sightings.
Absolutely.
And fossils. Like absolutely. We would have already found one by now.
Yeah, agreed.
I love its face though. Look at it.
She's cute.
She is cute.
Look at her little eyes.
Other than all of the dinosaur cryptids, I didn't think any of them were cute. This was the one I thought was the cutest. I almost went with Loch Ness because I was like, she's cute too.
Nessie.
Here's the roe.
We love her.
Yeah. That was a good story. That was good.
She's a cutie.
All right, Nicole, that's you.
Your turn.
What you got?
Okay, so for my cryptid, I decided to...
John's already nervous. She didn't even get like 5 words out.
I went with the Pope Lick Monster.
Pope Lick Monster. Wait, I've heard of this before.
The Pope Lick Monster. So he is part man, part goat, or part sheep that's said to live with the Pope Lick train trestle near Louisville, Kentucky.
Wait,
he appeared.
Nicole, I have to stop you because I know the story.
Oh,
how is this cute? Because this story is a lot sadder than my story.
Next.
I'm sorry, continue, but this is go ahead. This is sad.
Well then. So he appears as like a goat human hybrid, fur covered goat legs, alabaster skinned face with an aquiline nose and wide set eyes and horns that protrude from his forehead. So some say that he was a circus freak who was seeking revenge after being mistreated and escaped after the train derailed on the trestle. So like back then when they had like traveling circuses, he just dipped out. Others say that it was a reincarnation of a farmer who was sacrificing goats in exchange for satanic power. So there's a few ways he is said to claim his victims. One's that he uses hypnosis to kind of lure people onto the trestle, onto oncoming trains. So just like jumping in front of the trains.
Y'all talk shit about the squawk, but
you said victims? He out here trying to kill people?
The squawk's now luring people into trains, y'all.
Yeah. Some say that he jumps down off of the trestle onto oncoming cars. Like, so he jumps on the roof of the cars as they pass by.
Athletic.
Yeah. Lastly, it said that he attacks his victims with a blood-stained axe, or that just the sight of him is so frightening that people who witness him are driven to jump off the trestle because they're so scared.
Question.
Yes.
Can't he just like wash off the axe?
Girl, it's for the aesthetic.
Him and his alabaster skin out here with a bloody axe.
Sir, if you're going to attack me with an axe, at least make it clean. Like we have rivers.
Girl. He said it's part of the aesthetic.
That does feel like an OSHA violation or something. Like,
yeah. Like
he's definitely
rinse it off.
Definitely spreading something.
Like if you're coming out with me if you're coming at me with a regular axe, I'm still upset about it. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't
No,
have
I think
to
the
be
bloody axe just adds a little je ne sais quoi.
Little flare.
a little razzle dazzle.
Just a little razzle dazzle.
Yeah. Glitter's great, but you know, blood's cool too.
So, although there's no actual reported sightings of the Pope Lick monster, 2 boys did fall to their deaths trying to, you know, when you're kids, you like, oh, I dare you to climb this trestle. So, 2 boys did fall off of it and died.
Nicole, can you? Because I don't know what this looks like, and I can Google it. But what is a trestle?
It's
like
like a bridge train
Train
bridge.
bridge.
Oh, okay.
Wait, Nicole, from what I've heard, multiple people have died trying to find this goat
Oh,
man.
I only heard about the 2.
No, from what I've heard, it's like a really big thing. Like,
Oh, he really out here just.
It's so bad that like kids are, you know, like you said, teenagers, kids are like daring each other to go on this trestle, but like people aren't realizing that it's an active train.
Yeah, there's still trains. One actually did like dodge the train, but like in doing so, he fell off and died.
There's been multiple accounts of people dying on this train trestle, which is why I was like, this is not, he's not cute.
All because they want to see the Pope licking creature.
The Pope licking creature.
What is he called? Pope.
The Pope Lick monster.
Pope lick. All because they want to see the Pope lick monster.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Actually, I think there's a movie off of it too, or there's some
Is
kind
there
of
really. I saw there was like
something.
some kind of film, but
Mhm.
I was not gonna watch it.
Yeah. it's a
So
little
do you
scary.
guys want to see a picture?
Of
Yeah,
course.
absolutely.
Okay, please hold.
Mm.
Okay, so here we have
Oh, Jesus
one.
Christ.
Wait, I'm confused.
Hold.
Nicole.
Okay. Why is he kind of hot though?
Nicole.
Nicole went into this assignment with a whole different agenda.
She did. Like she said, cute. Nah, which one's fuckable?
Cute lie.
I'd hit it.
All right. I mean, he's coming at me with that axe, but I mean, like, I don't see the axe.
Listen,
y'all.
Nicole, I don't disagree with you, but
Look at the chiseled abs.
yeah, like okay, I see it. I mean, yes, but
You guys,
also,
I can change him.
but I expected cute. This is horrifying.
You guys said
Change him.
No,
Like he's some
you
kind
guys
of convict.
listen.
I don't know if I'm more upset about the squonk or the Pope licking monster.
Wait, go back to the other one.
This one?
That one makes me very uncomfortable.
No, I don't like that one. Go back to the other one.
Yeah.
This one?
yeah,
And then
that
there was
was
a
better.
third one. Hold on.
Let's keep the.
Oh, hey. Oh, he's got like Beauty and the Beast vibes.
This
Like
is
he's
disgusting.
Maybe it's because we did watch Beauty and the Beast as kids, but like
I get Beast
smash.
vibes.
I don't. This
Smash.
one, no, pass. The other one, smash. This
Really?
one, pass.
I mean, this one's a little scary. Like he
Oh wait,
definitely
so
looks like he's gonna
this
eat
one,
me. That's because you can't see his face.
him, you're okay, but the other one was a no.
Yeah, maybe because this one's wearing like a nice mask.
A little mask. Oh, it's like Phantom of the Opera. You know, like
Little
you know he's
bit.
got a hot bod, but you know you got to cover up the face a little bit.
Oh, and also just for the people listening to the pod, we will include these pictures just so you can see them.
Yes,
because there are
yes,
quite
we
a
will.
few.
I
but-
don't think I can describe this with justice.
No, no,
So-
just that we all would smash.
This picture in particular, we're gonna put online.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
one.
Nicole,
It's
10
kinda
out of
hot.
10 on this assignment.
Thanks.
No. Wait a minute. So the assignment was cute cryptids.
We never specified.
Yeah, he's cute.
No.
I mean,
Two out
he
of
cute.
he and Squonk are in the same field. 2 out of 10. Now, like
Squonk's innocent. Don't you dare.
if we were choosing like potentially sexy cryptids, girl, yeah, like 10 out of 10.
Oh my
But
God,
we
can we do
said
that next?
cute. Nicole
Potentially
already-
sexy
Girl.
crypt.
Nicole
I don't-
already got hers. She's gonna do the same Pope liquor.
We're gonna go Pope liquor.
You Pope liquor.
You lick.
I mean, I don't know how many other sexy cryptids there are out there,
I mean,
but
we'll
I
find
found
them.
the one.
Nicole,
Guys,
did you go into this thinking like you were going to try to find the hot cryptid?
Did you
Yeah.
expect anything less?
No. No.
I know you're right.
No. I'm over here with fucking Squonk.
It's because I'm on the wrong side of book talk, y'all.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
I guarantee you I can find somebody wrote
Oh,
a spicy novel
Absolutely.
spicy novel.
About
Nicole,
the Pope.
and
about Pope
if they
Monster.
haven't, I think you should.
That's
Would
my next
you-
career endeavor.
Right.
Me and the Pope Monster. How I get him to fall in love with me.
I don't.
It's gonna be
think I
Beauty
would.
and the Beast all over again, honestly. He kidnaps you, he takes you underneath his little bridge thing, and you have little goat babies.
He saves me from like an oncoming train.
Oh wow, he saves you. Oh my God,
Yeah.
you're the one.
I
You could
am the one.
You
The
could be the
one.
one to clean his axe too, because girl,
Oh my gosh.
that shit looks
yes.
dirty as fuck.
Yes. He's like, thank you, my queen.
Oh yes.
Is that what he
girl.
sounds like? Not a weird like. Yes, my queen. Bye. I mean, unless Nicole can speak Pope Liquor Monster, then yes.
I don't know. I didn't take into consideration what he would sound like. I was too much distracted by the abs. You like the Pope Monster?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, cute scale 2 out of 10, potentially hot scale 10 out of 10. Good job, Nicole.
All right. Well, we have nothing is going to top that, but we have one more, which is potentially could be cute that we can talk about. I also have 2 videos that go along with this cryptid as well, so I will show you all those in a moment. But this one is called the Fresno Nightcrawlers. And they have become a sensation not only in California, where they have been said to originate, but around the world at this point. So they became pretty popular over time. So this cryptid has gained much popularity online. That is kind of like up joined in ranks with Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, and the Mothman. While it's not as famous because it's only been around for like 10 years now, the Nightcrawler has captured the imagination of a lot of people online, like online pop culture. So they're Fresno Nightcrawlers, also known as Fresno aliens, or simply the Nightcrawlers, have been reported a couple of times in California. They've been reported other times as well. We're not going to dive into that right now because the ones that have been reported in California, we have footage for. So we're going to focus on those 2. Now, the little Nightcrawlers are approximately about 4 feet high, from what we say. And so they're reported to be like very short. Okay. Most of their height seems to be made up of their legs, as they possess an extremely small upper body. Just try to imagine it. Just like get it in your head for right now.
Girl, all I see is the squonk now with like long legs. That's all I'm imagining.
Nope, completely different from the squad. It's hard to find detail in their upper body or their facial features due to the poor quality of the footage. But a lot of people online, they kind of render the creature with like these kind of like small black eyes to take up a majority of the creature's tiny face. Okay. So long legs, very, very tiny upper body, possibly big eyes. They are extremely thin and bipedal. They're white humanoid creatures with no discernible arms. They look as though they're wearing some form of cloak or white fabric that lays over their small bodies, creating a strange movement when they walk. And that's kind of how they receive their name as the walking pair of pants. So I just want you to imagine a white pair of walking pants. And I'm not going to show you a video until we get into our first story. So these beings are believed to be a species of non-threatening extraterrestrial. We don't know for sure. There have been arguments that they are a spiritual phenomenon instead of an alien one, but honestly, again, nobody is really sure. The first known sighting of the Nightcrawlers was captured on a home security camera in Fresno in 2007. A man named Jose woke up to the sound of his dogs barking. He was frustrated because he had to get up, deal with the dogs. So he decided to check his surveillance cameras of his backyard to see what the dogs were barking at. The video, which I will show you in a second, shows 2 small creatures slowly walking across the lawn, moving in a manner that suggests that they are either floating or being pulled by some unseen force. But one way or another, they're really wobbly in like a strange kind of way. Apparently, Jose was so frightened by what he saw that he refused to leave his house for a couple of days. So while the video at first was kind of swept under the rug, it was shown at some UFO conventions. A lot of people at the UFO conventions were like, we don't know. We find this to be pretty legit. No one really knew what to make of it. But again, you kind of understand when I show you the video that it's pretty grainy. So it's kind of tough to tell whether it's real or not. A few years after, this became like somewhat popular due to a TV show. And Nicole, you might remember the show, Fact or Faked. Do you remember the show?
No, I don't think I ever watched it.
Okay. They actually did an episode about the Fresno Nightcrawlers. So Fact or Faked, they basically took all these like paranormal phenomenon, or they took cryptids, and they tried to prove or disprove their existence. The Fact or Faked team investigated by speaking to the original owner of the footage. They tried to debunk the case. Initially, the team believed that it could have been some form of doll controlled by a puppeteer, but after trying to recreate the creepy motion of the Nightcrawlers, they came to the conclusion that it could not be recreated from what they saw. You guys ready to see the first footage?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm going to show you without audio first, and then I'm going to show you with audio because I think it makes it a little bit more interesting. So this is our first. That's not him. Hold on.
Oh, Squonky.
Squonky's back. Hold on. I'm going to struggle with this for a moment. All right. Ready? Yeah, we have an ad.
What
Don't judge me. Okay. There you go. And here they come.
the fuck?
The silence. I'm going to play it for you again just so you can kind of see it again. Now, I first saw this forever ago when they showed the Fact or Faked, when they tried to cover it, and I was kind of blown away by it. I thought it was kind of creepy at first.
You know what it looks like? And maybe you guys weren't unhinged children, but did you ever put your sweatpants on all the way up to your
No, it's a literal walking pair of pants. And they just bopping around like they're doing their own thing. They're fine. They're not bothering anybody.
Actually, he's on my boob.
He is.
Right there. A little Fresno right
there.
On my cryptid t-shirt.
Freaking walking around with pants on.
Hey, I mean, he could be walking around with no pants.
Now, that's actually interesting that you say that, because there are other sightings. We're not going to talk about them in this episode. If we want to dive more into this, we can later on. But there are other sightings of other creatures they've given different names to that are apparently larger, taller, that have no hood on them. They're just muscular creatures with no arms, tall legs, and they kind of like walk like their knees bend backwards, and they're naked. So people are like speculating maybe that's the adult version of these like little Fresno night crawlers.
So they lose their pants when they grow up. They shed their pants.
They shed their pants.
Oh.
But yeah, so that's our first sighting of the Fresno night crawlers. In March of 2011, they made waves again. So the Yosemite National Park security team had set up a few cameras to catch a group of people that were breaking into things, blah, blah, blah. And reviewing the footage the next day, they came across what seemed to be another set of Fresno night crawlers. So I'm going to show you another set of these little dudes walking around.
Shit, so people are like seeing this.
So
Ooh.
this is one of the people call them what's the word? They basically say that these are like the least video shy cryptids from what they describe them as, because they've caught them allegedly on film twice. Now, I find the second film, like the second sighting, to be a little bit more iffy. I don't know how I feel about this one. This one feels more CGI to me, but I'll kind of like let you guys decide. But notice how there is a little one and there's a big one. So some people think that there's an adult one and a baby one. And they just bopping their way through. Here they go.
They're very slow.
Yeah, these
They're
are a lot
very
more.
slow.
These ones are a lot more leisurely than the first one. The first one, he was walking. He
He
going.
had
Places to go.
Making
Yeah,
my way downtown.
he was making his way.
Yeah, these are
Interesting.
way more leisurely. Again, this one, I don't know. To me, this one feels like it's more, it could be CGI, people on stilts, anything like that. Like the first one kind of creeped me out a little bit more when I initially saw them. But at the same time, I love the idea that there's a big one and a little one.
No.
I don't know what it is
Well,
about
they
them,
could
just
be
like
the same height. The other one just looks like it's further away.
that's true. That's a good point.
Do you think they're birds, like large cranes or something?
Okay, so people have thought that one of the explanation to them could be just animals on their hind legs, birds, things like that. But no one really knows.
Interesting.
Hold on. My YouTube is still playing. Hold on. So since then, a number of other reported sightings of the night crawlers in various parts of the world. There have been, but most of the majority of sightings have been centered around Fresno. Theorists have tried to reach out to Native American lore to find similar creatures that could be discussed by tribes throughout California, but there has been no specific creature that is linked to folklore or similar description. Other more terrestrial explanations believe it's a detailed hoax, featuring video editing or pants on wire. Some other people think it could be a bird, a small deer standing upright, or even like a new species of primate, possibly. But again, that's all speculation and no one really knows for sure what they are. So there is no end to our Fresno night crawlers. But I think they're fabulous. So when we look at them, all I see is that they're just fabulous little pairs of pants.
Oh no.
Or that one. So
I don't know what I would do if I saw one in person.
probably kick it.
What? No, I think I would just be too baffled.
Yeah, me too.
I would just be staring like, what drugs did I take?
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh wow.
But I feel like anytime I see them now, this is all I think about. It's just
This is cute.
yeah.
All
But
right.
they obviously don't do anything to anybody. They're not hurting anybody. They're just bopping around.
It kind of makes me
leisurely.
uncomfortable that they're just bopping around leisurely, like walking down the street. So those two videos are just like security cam footage.
Basically.
Hmm.
I mean, there's debate on the second one, where exactly that one comes from. But essentially, those are just two security camera footage pieces.
What do we rate that one? Nicole, what do you rate it? Cute scale.
10 out of 10.
I give them a solid 6.
Oh, we got a 6.
They're
Okay,
cute.
we'll take the 6.
When you told me that somebody had mentioned pants, like in one of our texts, and I just was I felt like I was gonna be disgusted and horrified. I'm like pleasantly surprised.
I'm surprised you weren't disgusted and
Yeah.
horrified.
Oh, they were cute.
Yeah. Okay.
Love it.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for tuning in to this week's episode on the Scare Me Straight podcast. Please let us know what you think on all of our socials at Scare Me Straight. Please make sure you just continue the discussion and let us know who you think had the cutest cryptid. If you enjoyed this episode, please make sure you rate, subscribe, and follow us on most podcast platforms. Stay spooky, bitches.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.